Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Hall of Famer Bob Baird ruled Milwaukee's airwaves in the 60s and 70s. He spoke with countless musicians and celebrities over the years. Bob collected remarkable recordings of these encounters, which he's now sharing with the public. Here's Bob.
Thank you for listening to the Unearthed Interviews Podcast. Some of you have commented that they bring back some memories. Hey, that's what it's all about. We hope that they make your day. One person who made my day was Tim Conway. Tim was an actor, comedian, writer, and director. Maybe you saw him playing Ensign Parker on the situation comedy McHale's Navy, or on the Carol Burnett Show, or the title character in the popular Dorf series of comedy videos. Many times he would deviate from the script on these shows and break up the entire cast. In all, he appeared in more than 100 TV shows and won 6 primetime Emmys.
One of my favorite comedians is on the air with us this morning, Tim Conway. Of course, you all remember the Tim Conway Show, the Carol Burnett Show, for which he won 4 Emmy Awards. And Rosemarie discovered this very funny man, believe it or not. Where did she discover you, Tim?
I have no idea. I think that he was located in Cleveland at the time, and she came through and said, who is this Dodo? And I was actually a director in Cleveland at the time, doing a local television show in which we were supposed to have guests on the show, and the show was so bad we couldn't get any guests. So I was a director and the guest. And Rosemarie saw that, and she thought it was quite humorous, didn't realize, of course, that I was just trying to survive. And she took that out to Steve Allen and said, Steve, no kidding, take a look at this guy. And he did, and I did that. And then producer saw me from McHale's Navy and said, why don't you do this? And then that Carol Burnett made me do 11 years of her show. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, right.
What a horrible woman. I hope I never run into her again.
You guys looked like you were having a ball on that show.
I'm afraid we were.
That's
yeah. Well, Harvey is such a poor professional performer. You know, he really should be out of the business and committed. And unfortunately, he found whatever we did together humorous. And so, yeah, it was a great time. I don't think I could have had a better run than those 11 years. That's really kind of the reason I haven't done too much since, because I really haven't found anything that enjoyable since.
Well, I'll tell you, everything you have touched has been successful. Like the original Dorf video topped the bestseller list for 15 months, recently cited as one of the top 10 best-selling comedy videos of all time. And just when you thought it was safe to pick up a club again and go out in a chorus, Dorf is back.
Here he goes again. Can you imagine that? Yes, they actually bury me in the golf course, so it's kind of a thrill to do this, because a lot of strange animals are crawling on your leg, and dogs do wonderful things to you, and it's a treat to be out there in the sun, buried in a golf course.
Tim, let's talk to Dorf about this new video, because I understand, Dorf? Hello, Dorf.
Yes, I'm sorry, I dropped off just for a moment.
It's all right. This program does that to a lot of folks here in Milwaukee. Dorf, you have a new caddy in your new video.
Yes, I do. That's a female impersonator that we picked up. Yes, the other caddy was in Europe at the time that I was playing golf that day that we did the second one, so this other lame brain stepped in and is just about as stupid. As a matter of fact, I think both of them are sharing an IQ.
I want to know where you found Boom Boom, though. Whoa.
Isn't that strange? She's an awfully tall girl.
Yeah, right.
And that's a shame she has that arthritis. So she was just came in to audition, and I spent a couple of months with her, and she got the job, and there you are.
Can you give us, I don't want to give everything away, but can you give us maybe a couple of tips this morning? Golfers are on their way to the links. Give us a tip, will you, Dorf?
Well, I think the best thing to do is not to look directly into the sun, whether you're playing golf or not. That is a good suggestion. That always holds up, because you'll burn that iris and won't be able to see. I would suggest also playing in the daytime. The night stuff just doesn't work, and also in the snow it's tough.
Terrific. Okay, thank you very much. It's going to help a lot of folks going out to the course this morning, Dorf. And you're not going to tell us how you do, Dorf, I'm sure.
They just bury me in the ground.
That's it?
Kidding.
No kidding.
That's what they do, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. How close are you to St. Paul Racetrack out there?
Quite a ways, but we got the new Arlington track is opening up in Chicago.
That's right. Yeah, that's coming. Gee, I just read a big article on that in one of the magazines.
That's right. You're into racing. Jockeys across America.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we're having a thing this Saturday, Jockeys Across America, where all the jockeys are contributing their money to Don Macbeth Memorial Fund, which goes to injured riders and jockeys. So, yeah, I was going to actually be a jockey. But at this weight, horses do ask you to get off because they have those thin little ankles. Noise them when you're that heavy.
You know, what really surprised me, Tim, is that there were that many jockeys who have died and were injured and paralyzed across the country.
Yeah, that's kind of why we started this fund. Since, I think, 1940, I think there's 140 jockeys who have been killed on the track. So it's an interesting business. I don't know whether at my age I certainly would have gotten into it, but I know I was exercising horses when I was 12, and it was a thrill to get on a horse that weighs 1,500 pounds and do about 35, 40 miles an hour around a track. And you spend a little of that airtime when the horse leaves you from under you and you're in midair wondering how many guys are going to run over you.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Tim, thank you so much.
You're entirely welcome, Bob. Thank you. Say hello to the people of Milwaukee. We were there not too long ago with the Odd Couple and had a great time, and it's a great city.
Come on back, will you?
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks, Bob.
Bye-bye.
Hello, this is Mr. Dorf talking to you, and I'd like to talk to you about the Bob Berry and possibly ask you the question of why you would ever be listening to this guy. There are so many more interesting things to listen to in the morning. You could listen to the wind rushing by your open the window, or you could listen to your car ventilator, one of the two. But you're listening to him, so I hope you continue, because he's a very sad
Bob Berry. Thank you for listening to Bob Berry's Unearthed Interviews. Be sure to subscribe and rate our podcast on iTunes or wherever you find your podcasts. You can find all the episodes at WisconsinBroadcastingMuseum.org. Check out Bob Berry's book, Rock and Roll Radio Milwaukee. Book sale proceeds support Angels Kids Fund and Donate Life Wisconsin. The preceding program is made possible by a generous contribution from Terry Bond.